Hello, welcome to the Soul Love channel. My name is Carolyn. Today is a special day because I'm going to be talking to an amazing, lovely lady called Sabine. She is an emotional coach and she always has a holistic approach with everything she does. And you're going to find how amazing she is talking about grief, about the emotions, how we deal with it, how we can bring in resilience. And I know the treatments and help and support that she gives those, what she does made all the difference in my own journey. So here we have the lovely Sabine. Hi Sabine, it's so lovely to have you here with me, and especially as it actually is my first interview on my new channel.
Cool.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Do tell me, you obviously do have a lot of clients that are going through the emotions of grief. So do tell us about how you approach that.
Grief is one part of the emotion that is extremely intense, and some of my clients go through it, and I think we all go through grief in life.
Absolutely.
I don't believe that anyone who will not go at least with 3-4 grief in life.
So how do you deal with it? You know, when somebody comes to you and
Yeah.
they're going through all those emotions.
Yeah.
Because I know part of what you do, and I know there's many parts of what you do, but it was a real shift for me in reference to coming to that point of acceptance, because that was one of the most difficult milestones for me to get through. Sure. So, you know, when you have somebody that says, oh yes, I want to book a session with you, and they feel like they need some help. How do you approach that?
Grief is so difficult to name, because most of the time people come because they want to deal with anger or guilt or shame or maybe procrastination. And it takes a long time to really understand that it's part of grief, because all that is grief.
Yeah.
So sometimes we're going through grief. I mean, I talk for myself from my own experience. I went through grief for years before knowing that it was grief. Grief can be a big shock when we lose someone we love. And grief can be so subtle and so silent, and we don't even know it is grief.
Yeah, so true.
So we don't know what's going on with us, and we cannot name it. So the way we start is really to peel the onion, to just go with the emotion that is alive, that is there.
Yeah.
And slowly the grief show up and we name it. And grief is not something that you need to really fix or remove or deal with it. It's something that needs to be witnessed, to be
acknowledged,
validated. To validate it, to be seen, to be heard, to be actually to meet grief with lots of compassion and kindness, which we don't know how to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
We never. I don't remember anyone taught me how to be kind and gentle with myself. But grief taught me that, and grief is a beautiful teacher to teach you that.
You and I are quite passionate about sharing with people is that grief comes in all forms of having lost somebody.
Absolutely.
Maybe a relationship has broken up. Maybe you've left your country. A big one, especially in menopause, is women, their children leave the nest.
Absolutely.
And they, all of a sudden, a woman will feel that she doesn't know who she is, she's lost her identity, nobody needs her or wants her anymore. So there are many ways that people experience grief and don't even know that they are.
Yes, grief can take many forms and shape. And most of the time we link grief to the loss of someone who we love, which I think it's the most, what's the word to say it, is the more painful. Thank you for the word, yes.
Yeah.
It's the most painful to deal with. And then there are other form of grief,
Yeah.
which we don't know it's grief.
No. Which is obviously what you do, is when somebody comes to you, sometimes they don't even know they're going through the motions of grief, but then you might have somebody coming to you that's actually physically lost someone.
Yes, absolutely.
And then you can help with the with everything that you do. I think you touched on that particularly because of your own story. I think that's a very beautiful one of it took you many years. So tell us a bit about why it took you many years. What was your story?
Well, I think, to be honest, I'm thinking about it this morning, and I'm thinking, well, grief got me to what I'm doing today.
Yeah, wow, yes.
It's so funny, yeah?
Yes.
Grief started when I first lost my job, and it was a shock.
Yeah.
But it showed up as frustration, anger, maybe guilt, whatever form it takes.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, my husband and I were trying to have a family, to conceive a baby. That was a dream of mine, which didn't happen. That also was a grief, that I didn't see it as grief. I saw it as sad, angry, upset, trying to please everyone. So it took me a long time to name it as a grief.
Yeah.
At the same time, moved the country, so another grief. So I think 3 grief in the same year.
Yeah.
I was accumulated, and that's what got me to the work of what I do today.
I think when you get to a certain stage in life, you now, whenever you do have a bit of a deep time, you're actually thinking, oh, so what is my learning with this? You kind of say, so what's the lesson here then? What's the lesson here? But at the time, when you go through something so deep, you can't think of anything else. You just can't think beyond the problem or the issue that you are dealing with. But in actual fact, always it's a turning point and a new chapter in our life.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about what you do in reference to the emotional side of when someone comes to you and you try and help them get through those emotions.
Yes, so I really believe that you cannot really guide people through something if you didn't go through it yourself.
Absolutely.
And this is why I do what I do today, guiding people in their emotional healing, because we all have some emotional turmoil inside of us. I mean, I do, and I'm still work in progress. So. And really the way we can deal with it, there's so many tools today. We're fortunate to have so many tools today. We can go through, meditation is an amazing tool. It allows you to go within and just to just see without judgment, just to connect to the true essence of who we are. Yoga is an amazing tool. I use also spontaneous painting with art therapy, who really allow people to express their grief.
Yes.
Because grief cannot, it's so hard to find it in words.
Yeah.
And I find journaling is amazing. I did lots of journaling in my healing journey, and I really recommend it. It's allowing people to express themselves. When you write things, and what I love to do is to use your non-dominant hand to write in your journal. It really creates that, when you use your non-dominant, it activates your intuitive brain.
Wow.
So you're no longer writing with thinking and saying, this is logic, or I'm judging myself. You just write. And then you look and say, oh, who's wrote this?
Absolutely. I found that so many times myself, the automated writing.
Yes.
And especially when you do that, when you're not fully awake, but you're not asleep, and you just let your pen flow, you don't judge, you just repeat words, sentences. But when you go to reflect on it the next day, wow, sometimes I wouldn't even believe that I've written it.
Absolutely.
Dreams as well is another one. I read the other day, actually, some of the dreams I'd had. I said, I don't even remember that dream.
Yes.
I would never actually believed it, the fact that I've written it.
Yes.
So yeah, that's just
Yeah.
an amazing tool, I know.
Absolutely, because you know, words are energy.
Yes.
And
yes.
when we put the words on paper, we just really put the energy outside of this physical body into this something physical, which is the paper.
Yeah.
And this is a healing process. It's an amazing healing process,
Yeah.
reflective. Because grief is a process. And we think grief is like an emotion, which is not. Grief is a process, and probably it never ends.
Yes.
It just transforms and changes through time.
Yeah.
And it softens. And I think by softening, what I mean is we relate to the loss in a way, because we grow through grief, and we start, like you said earlier, we change and we relate to it in a different way. We still can enjoy having new chapter in our life,
Yes.
and still hold the loss in our heart.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Which at the beginning of grief, it's not even possible.
No. No. And it takes a while to get to that point.
Of course.
Yeah. And so that's why the part of what Soul Love is all about is about sharing, because isn't that just so powerful? When we share our stories and we then start relating to one another, it just makes it that tiny little bit lighter to feel like you're not the only one.
And this is the compassionate part of it, is when you realize that even though we're so different, we have different stories,
Yeah.
however, there's something in common. It's
Yeah.
our humanity
Yeah.
that really ties us together, and that we're not alone. We all have the same emotions, even if the stories are different. We hold it differently in our body, and it's expressed differently and
Yes.
showing up differently. However, it's the same essence in frequency.
Yeah.
And that's what makes us feel like, it's okay. I give myself permission to tell my story, to not necessarily move on, but to
Yeah.
allow myself to feel what I'm feeling, because
Absolutely.
feeling not okay is okay.
Yeah.
And that's the
yeah.
permission. When we give ourselves
Yeah.
this, it's the one of the key to breakthrough.
So this is why I just think what you do is just so powerful. It's so healing. It's all about letting people know there's no right way, there's no wrong way, but to share and to heal and try to be gentle with ourselves.
Absolutely. And what you're doing, creating this community, no, really, and I think it's so needed, because grief is there. You're giving permission to people to talk about it, to witness it, to recognize it,
Yeah.
and to acknowledge it.
And that's all part of the healing.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, darling.
Thank you.
You are a diamond.
Thank you
I
so
love
much.
it. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
So thank you so much for watching. This is going to be the first of many interviews and very special guests coming to Soul Love. So thank you again, and I hope that you really enjoyed the content so that you'll be back with me again.